You know, I do generally try to not have 20-minute opening scenes. It's one of my least favorite things to find on Twitch. Hey, there's a person. Oh, they're starting soon. Any time now, and 20 minutes pass. Anyway, hi. It's been 20 minutes. I had a bit of an adventure today. I jumped out of my first window. Very exciting. But, immaterial. Why isn't it... Oh, it's on the wrong scene. I forgot about despair. Back in 14 for the All Saints Wake event. I'll be going through this. When I'm done with this, we'll see what time it is, and we'll see what else is going on. I kind of want to transition directly from this into clearing out the side quests I got after the desert, the facade, in Nier. And then seeing if the only way I can think of that I can, without video editing software, have a dual stream and everything goes in the right playlist, yada yada yada. Which is where I upload the VOD twice to YouTube, and I just cut out on both ends which part isn't relevant to the playlist it's going into. And if it doesn't work, worst case scenario, it's only one VOD of side content in both games that you can skip over entirely without missing anything terribly important to the overarching plot, yada yada. I am actually quite excited for this event. If only purely for one of the items in the set. The horns look very enticing. Slightly redundant, all things considered, but enticing. But, without any further ado, as much ado has already been furthered, let's get right into it. The pumpkin-headed apparition is on the lookout for an able adventurer. It's been more than a few moons since last we met, friend. As it so happens, I have a proposition suited to your talents. As you prepared to throw caution to the wind and consort with fiends most foul once again. Of course you are, but before we get to the heart of the matter, let us reflect upon the history of All Saints' Wake. On this night do fell fiends emerge to cavort and careen, unconcerned with the judgments of those on high, for the halls of the saints' heavenly abode ring with merriment as the wine flows freely, and no one can be bothered to look down. Thus did God-fearing folk greet this particular sunset with trepidation, daring not to venture from their homes. No longer, nay, for adventurers came and drove out the void scent, restoring safety to the city's streets and making the occasion as one of jubilation. That's all well and good, but what of the poor forsaken fiends? Are they, too, not deserving of revelry? My wish is to see All Saints' Wake reborn as a celebration for all, be they ghost, ghoul, Gridanian, or otherwise. And how do I propose to accomplish this feat? Binding obligations, friend. I've convinced the more sinister sorts to enter into contracts which forbid them from preying on mortals. In exchange, they are permitted to partake in the festivities. But there's one troubled soul who still seems incapable of getting into the spirit of things. Perhaps you'd be willing to give them a helping hand. Nothing too devilishly difficult, I promise. Before you get started, you'll want to get a grasp of the particulars by speaking with Papa Gruff. He ought to be performing one of his shows by the entrance to the Great Loam Growery. Now go. I shall be watching your performance with great interest. I very nearly have Warrior up to 100. I'm a little excited. I've actually been playing a bit of 14 the past couple days. Slowly getting back into it, you know? I also picked 14 back, not 14, Satisfactory back up to No One's Truck. Spent 5 hours resetting up my train line so that the throughput was like it again. Very exciting. Although it pains me so, our humble performance must draw to a close. Let us then end things on a high note. Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you feast your eyes on the fantastic Philcox and his transformation magics. That's the emote from last year. what was that all about? The clowning and whatnot was a right laugh, but the last bit was bleeding rubbish. Come on, let's get out of here. Was that the emote from last year, or was it the emote from the year before? Once more, you failed to muster up even an ounce of magical prowess. I had the crowd in the palm of my hand. We'd have been the toast of the town if not for your blunder. There you go again, shrieking the same old tune. I've had it up to my eyeball with this farce. Just because you know a few cheap tricks doesn't give you the right to treat me like that. I can't stand the sight of you, let alone the thought of taking to the stage with you again. Good riddance. Well, fate has conspired for us to cross paths once again. Out with it then, I know you're not here to swap pleasantries. Foul fiend failing to get into the spirit of All Saints' wake. I'd wager you speak of Philcox, the fellow who stormed off in a huff. Like most of our ilk, Philcox and I have an insatiable appetite for aether, but unlike your garden variety Voidsent who hunt hapless mortals like beasts, we prefer to sate our hunger with their enthusiastic approval. I tell you that there's no aether as delectable as you'll find in food gifted in genuine appreciation. Which set me to thinking, perhaps preying on mortals was an old-fashioned and misguided approach. Thus did I commit to giving folk the sort of frights that dazzle and delight, winning hearts and minds, and, in the process, no small amount of aether. Aether-laden delicacies. And what better occasion for such terrifying amusements as All Saints' Wake? The method is catching, too. Many Voidsent now seek aether in this manner. Philcox is one such reformed individual. When I first laid eyes upon him, I sensed promise. But get him in front of a crowd, and you're lucky to get a smattering of half-hearted applause, let alone a few measly crumbs. You'd be better off hearing it from the airy man's mouth, though he can't have gotten he can't have gotten far. I'm enjoying that. I don't call this. That sniffling whelp of an imp, magic sis, magic stat, the sheer unbridled cheek of it. It didn't work. There we go. Apologies, I had taken leave of my senses. Your timely intervention is much appreciated. Wait, by the look of you, I'd say you're an adventurer. Let me guess, that pumpkin-headed lady sent you to check up on me, did she? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you my tale. Try as I might, I just can't get the hang of transformation magics, and without the means to delight the crowds, we're starved for appreciation. As an airman, paralyzing prey with this big eye of mine, not a problem. Turning them to stone with a petrifying glare, a trifling task. Hells, I can even smell despair and all manner of negative emotions in the people around me. Obviously, paralysis and petrification won't win over an audience, and my metaphorical nose for despair isn't going to put aether on the table either. I ought to just tell that pumpkin-headed lady I'm not cut out for this business. If you are here at her behest, you'd better come too. I don't recognize it. That about sums it up. I gave it my all and have naught to show for it, which is to say, I've come to the conclusion that I will never be an entertainer. Alright, you having some coffee? I gather you had a hand in Phil Cox's decision to lay bare his thoughts and feelings. Not that it did any good. I'm still stuck at square one, unappreciated and underfed. Underfed? Hang on.
Underfed.
Underfed. I can't read. Anyway. One of those days, right? Such a curious child. Are you truly so blind to your own potential? No doubt, it makes me really worried I'm pronouncing his name, like, horrifyingly wrong as well. Oh no. No doubt you have an inkling as to what I speak of. Pray share your wisdom with Phil Cox. Stamp out any negativity you sense within the common folk. I suppose I could give that a go, but do you really think that if I rid people of their woes, they'll repay the favor? I'm unfamiliar with mortal customs, but if you say so. Oh wait, I see the logic in it now. What better way to make use of my talents and knock that pompous Papa Gruff right off his pedestal? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I have no idea where to start. Perhaps I can lend a hand with a little sleight of hand. Hold still. Yeah, I don't care for most of the glamour. The horns are very nice looking. In fact, I don't like any of the glamour except for the horns. Wait a minute. Not only is that get-up guaranteed to turn heads, each and every thread is imbued with a potent magic to aid in your newfound purpose. Oh, you know, I think I can feel it. Maybe this isn't going to be so tough after all. Actually, okay, the pants aren't bad. I might use the pants on, like, my Gunbreaker glamour. There you are. You know, I had thought to apologize for my harsh words earlier, since our act was my initiative, and therefore our success, or lack thereof, was ultimately my responsibility. But I sense that you've been scheming. It pleases me to inform you, Papa Gruff, that I found a way to win over mortals on my own terms. I find that hard to believe, but since you seem so confident, why don't we have ourselves a contest? Whoever garners the most affection, and thereby the largest share of aether-rich victuals, wins. And to the victor go the spoils of subservience. The loser will be bound to obey their every whim. How does that sound? You're on. I hope you're ready to bow and scrape. That mortal epithet about one's bark being worse than one's bite comes to mind. Prepare yourself, Phil Cox. I know I've got this marvelous magic outfit, but I'm still not entirely convinced I have what it takes to beat Papa Gruff on my own. Come with me. Just until I get the hang of things. That's all I ask. Very well. I shall leave Phil Cox in your capable hands. I trust you will do everything in your power to assist Phil Cox in his endeavors. Oh, we're starting with the Black Parade. I fucking hate how I can recognize the first three notes. How about we try and find a troubled soul in need of aid? But let's get out of here first. Goodness. Sorry about that. Gotta get a new door, a new handle for the door to our bathroom because, inciting incident for jumping out a window, you know? Right. Time to look for folk harboring negative feelings. Give me a moment. I don't know if it has anything to do with that pumpkin-headed lady's enchantment, but my powers feel more potent than ever. I've already found someone, and whoever they are, they're awfully flustered. They're to the northeast, I think, though I'm not sure where exactly. The roads here can be confusing. Truth be told, this is my first time in the city. I've got a decent sense of direction, but I've yet to grasp the lie of the land. Could I trouble you to lead the way? One flustered target is northeast of here. I'll be right behind you. Philcox is accompanying you. Are there any big point? There is. Actually, I just realized. Hang on. I got Reaper to 100? I forgot about that. Shit. Wait, what? Oh, no. Sure, why not? So I'll take off the headpiece. Say, did I tell you that Philcox is just an alias? The pumpkin-headed lady suggested I use it to better engage with you mortals. My real name is actually, what does it matter? It's not like we'll see each other again when this is over and done with. Ah, such glee. They mentioned a clown. I'd wager they've just had the privilege of seeing one Papa Gruff's performance. Listen, I'll be the first to admit that he's an expert illusionist, and you've only got to look at folk like these ladies to see that he knows how to work a crowd. But I won't be upstaged. I'll prove that there's more than one way to win over an audience, by following your timely advice, that is. Given the delight written on their faces, our opponent must have earned himself some sustenance, which means we've no time to lose. Onward. Turn the pumpkin into a little pup. Whatever will they do next? Oof. You got anything? Anything? No? Fair enough. Oh gods, where's she gotten to? Ah, this must be the fellow my senses were leading me to. Shall we find out what ails him? You there, what's gotten you so worked up? Oh, forgive me, there was this poor little girl who'd been separated from her mother. I was helping her to look, but she suddenly just disappeared. I can't simply abandon her, but then again, I have an urgent personal matter to attend to, and I don't know what to do. In that case, why don't I and my associate look for the girl? Then you can see to your affairs without worry. Thank you. She's a young lass dressed in blue. I hope you're able to find her forthwith. He certainly was appreciative, yet here I am, empty-handed. For the food, we have a lost child to find. I'm detecting a despairing presence in the east of here. Odds are it's the girl, which means I have need of your navigational nous. Nous? Once again, hang on. I know I'm not reading this one wrong. Common sense.
Nous.
Fair enough. Wait, did I skip that one? No, I didn't. I may have dropped the after you. feel like I looked up what she was about at one point, and the answer was a very old seasonal event. And now she's just there forever. I should have known you'd turn up sooner or later. I thought this would be a fine opportunity to accrue some appreciation, but the poor girl is beside herself. She keeps calling out for her mama. Might I enlist your help? This must be the lost lass we've been looking for. If we want to earn her thanks, we'll need to reunite her with her mother, wouldn't you say? Which means we now have a lady to locate. Any suggestions? Use your senses to search for someone feeling anxious. You're seeing that the mother will be worried about her daughter having gone missing. Brilliant. This is exactly why I had you accompany me. Right then. Found her. I don't know which is the bigger boon, having you by my side or this fancy finery. I think I've learned my way around the city, more or less. I'll handle this next part on my own. Wait here. I'll be back with the girl's mother in no time. Be praised, you're safe. You have my eternal gratitude. Thanks for finding Mama, mister. Do you believe me now, Papa Gruff? Sweet appreciation, and all courtesy of my special talent. I can't help but notice they didn't offer you anything edible by way of thanks. For my part, I've already been rewarded with a tasty morsel. That said, the gift of food is far from guaranteed. Indeed, perseverance is key, which is why I find myself performing show after show. I suggest you approach this contest with the same tenacity, Philcox. I'm afraid he's right. Constant effort is key. Luckily, I sensed another troubled soul while I was tracking down the girl's mother. I'd better see what I can do to help. You know, I think I'm ready to go it alone now. Why don't you let our pumpkin-headed benefactor know? I'll come find you when I'm done. Well, I'm afraid my next performance calls. Until we meet again, adventurer. No, there's an A3 right there. Yeah. I've made a terrible mistake. I really appreciate how every time they update the Twitch mobile app, it just gets worse. Never better, always worse. It's really impressive. They can be that consistently terrible. The adventure returns, and at the precise moment I predicted. I do hope keeping Philcock's company wasn't too taxing. What of our friend and his endeavors? You have my thanks, truly. Ah, speak of the devils, here they come. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. What turned out to be a damn sight... That turned out to be a damn sight harder than I anticipated. And all I have to show for my travails is a single cookie. To think the first gift I'd received would prove to be the last. Curses. I didn't receive so much as a crumb. Suppose this means you win. Very well, I'm yours to command, Papograph. You admit defeat far too readily, Philcox. Hooray! We found you. I wanted to thank you properly for helping me and Mama. I brought you a pumpkin cookie. Simply scrumptious, he says, exploding. I'm glad you like it. Farewell. Then that makes it one apiece, a draw. Then still, Philcox, while you had some assistance along the way, you've nevertheless done yourself proud. To think I'd live to see the day Papograph sings my praises. Awfully kind of you to finally admit that I might have worth. Is that all you desire? My begrudging acceptance? Have you forgotten your reasons for joining in the festivities in the first place? Of course I haven't. The good people of Gridania are still in need of my help. And where there are common folk in need, there are cookies to be freed, or given to me. Adventurer, I had better get going, but before I do, let me say this. I might have found a way to make the most of my talents, but I wouldn't have been able to do so without you and the pumpkin-headed lady. I'm sure we'll run into each other again one of these days. Till then. The promise I sensed in Philcox when he and I first met wasn't illusory after all. I should take my leave too. 'Twould be remiss of me to allow him to garner all the glory, to say nothing of the cookies. I'd say those two fiends ended up having themselves a frightfully fun-filled All Saints' Wake, wouldn't you agree? And for your part in this, a fitting reward, I present to you a set of finery as worn by Gridania's most emotionally perceptive airmen. Perhaps you wonder if the outfit is endowed with the same enchantment. You needn't worry, there never was an enchantment. That little charade was my way of giving Philcox the confidence he so sorely lacked, although I dare say such a measure was unnecessary, given he had you to cheer him on. Before I forget, you are hereby cordially invited to my humble abode for a get-together of sorts. Do drop by, I assure you, it will be frightfully entertaining. Anyway, your help is much appreciated. At this rate, my vision of an All Saints' Wake for mortals and voice alike might not be such a distant prospect. Though I do hope that these shenanigans haven't dulled your enthusiasm for this most occult of occasions. Yoink. Now for the fun part, tracking down all the Easter eggs. And then seeing if they let you turn into the Dawntrail people. Okay, that's just to go to Sneaky Hollow. As you can see, I'm having no trouble earning myself a cookie or two. Now, if you don't mind, I'm in the middle of a show. Do me a favor and go bother Phil Cox instead. Where's Phil Cox? I don't think he's on the platform. Oh, it's these two! I better start working hard to put food on the table too. Papa Gruff's the greatest clown around. They're from the first time Papa Gruff appeared. I think it was the first time. I did that event, I want to say, before I even started streaming, period. I dare say, this will make a fine article. I wonder if I've missed any other intriguing details. I forget what quests I think they're from the Little Ladies' Day, primarily. They also show up in Ivalice. No, that's is that the same? I don't think it's the same reporter. I think it's just the same institution. I think it's like the Mithril Eye for Hildebrand. I'm forgetting. These people are always here. Yeah. This fellow seems rather suspect. Roll up! The show's about to start. I forget her name. She's part of the White Mage quests, I believe. Oh, here's Phil Cox. Oh, it's you. I'm definitely starting to get the hang of this whole helping mortals lark. Hells, I think I'm even enjoying myself. Oh, it's the goldsmith dude. And, sorry. Goldsmith Lady Weaver dude. And I missed their dialogue, damn. Again? Please? What wonderful decorations. Quite so. Perhaps we could devise costumes to match. I'm a little surprised. Well, I don't know. They could be here, and I'm just not seeing them. Get Bard. The Roshwin and the dude. I can only assume he's from this guy's from the Culinarian Guild. I wouldn't know. I haven't done it. Nor do I have any real intentions to do it, but who knows? The future is a mysterious thing. Anyone further afield in this direction? No. I think I've seen everyone. Wait, Haunted Manor, Sneaky Hollow. I think they're functionally the same thing. It's just this is set in its own, like, you never go here otherwise, and the other one is just running around Hawk Manor. I believe they function identically. I don't actually recall if I streamed last All Saints Wake. I was streaming around that. Was I actually? I don't remember. I did it. Yeah, I definitely did it. You wish to have words? Very well. What would you know? Please. Up to something? Me never. I am but a fun-loving imp, here to help my fellow revelers enjoy the wake, and I can fashion you a very convincing guise for the masquerade. All I need to do is call the journey. Realm Reborn, Dragon Song War. Same dialogue. Storm's Blood. Endwalker, not Shadowbringers, rather. So it would be this guy, obviously. Oh my god. Maybe there is no one new. Elzaman, that's Fortuno. Amelise. Or, Emilience. Gaius? Maybe? Or, Gaius or, Proxima, whatever his name is. I'll check, actually, I'm curious. Oh, it's Julius! Vera, that would be... I got this, hang on a minute. Begins with an E. I'm tapping at the man in my head and he's getting annoyed. Aaronville, there it is. That's Hancock. Varshan. Brandyhild. We'll get to Hildebrand eventually. Probably sometime in the middle of the Grand Endeavor. This would just be Meteor from the Endwalker trailer. Yeah. You can't turn into any of the people from Dog Trail. Maybe for the best, given people's reception to WooClamont, but still sad. Goddamn. Wait, what's through here? Oh yeah, that thing. Okay, that was fun. Well, I believe that's everything there really is to see with All Saints Wake. Oh, I didn't find the Loporrits. The Loporrits are usually around somewhere during the seasonal events. Let's see if I can find them. One more quick sweep, just to be certain that they are not there. They're probably getting obscured by people. She's always there. I'd be a little surprised if they weren't around. So I suppose it's possible they're not in the immediate vicinity of the event. They're like often like near to the Aetheryte Plaza or something. But every time I can think of them appearing, they've been like, you know, there. You know? Yeah. Well, I don't see them. If I find them, maybe I'll like attach a link to a PNG in the description of the VOD. Maybe. I'll think about it. But I just return myself to my house. I think that this will be wrapping up the Final Fantasy XIV part of this stream. So I am going to just kind of let this run for a few minutes. I'm going to go into my ending now scene for a few minutes to like act as like a buffer. Then I'll be coming back with a very, very short starting soon. Just, you know, to maintain the artifice, yeah? Then we'll be doing some side quests in Nier Replicant. Clearing out as many of those as I can until I have to do something later tonight. In the meantime, I have lots of chill songs queued up in my orchestration line. I forget what song it was exactly. I want to say it was my longing to have the BGM from Shaloni that made me do it. I really like these very calm, atmospheric guitar tracks. Yeah. One day I'll do all the fucking fates I need in Shaloni, and I'll be able to have it in my fucking house. So one day. But hey, I want to thank anyone for stopping by here today. Anyone for giving me the time of day. I very much appreciate it. And until I stream again, and in a sense continue streaming. Have a good one all.